Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Yana, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Yana Sabinska, to my next video in September 2021. And again, I'll go over the my credo for the new Earth jurisdiction. I'll go over the Galactic Codex. So we're building the momentum from my previous videos. Actually, I started the Galactic Codex back there in spring this year, and the summer is ending. We're entering the fall season, so it's always good to remind ourselves, as this is part of my community strategy or policy, and including the yoga philosophy regarding the ascension, right? How we are transiting and going to the next harmonic universe number 2, where everything's about soul connection, consciousness expansion. The energies are also increasing, amplifying, right? So everything that is in your energy field, everything that you are projecting, it comes online. It's come right in front of you. Are you projecting from your heart, from your soul, or are you projecting from that 3D ego mind? We all been programmed and mind controlled, so this is nothing to be ashamed of, and it's better if we acknowledge it, see it for what it is, because there are still so many people, they don't want to see it, they don't want to learn anything about it, right? They just kind of are resisting this whole process, and shadow work is very important. The work that I do, and in that transformation and the path of ascension, is very important to heal the wounds, whether of our soul and of our consciousness. So this is part of this protocol of ascension. Generally, I would say generally, it's not only kind of for my community and the work that I do as a volunteer soul, right? We're coming from higher planes of existence. We're the ancients, the elders, helping humanity with the transition, with the path of enlightenment, with healing, transformation. So this is the part of our evolution, of ourselves, of our consciousness, right? We're in a path of healing and a path of self-exploration and reconciliation as well with everything that has been happening on this planet. We have the agendas going on here, the agendas of the dark ones, right? And we need to actually, in order to know how to play the game, we have to learn everything that's been happening, and it's all going to be transpiring, and we have to face it and heal it, right? And not only from this period of time, but it just goes way back to Atlantis, to Lemuria. Remember, we are multidimensional, and anyway, the way I the information that I'm giving to you guys, it comes from those inner planes as well. So welcome. I'll be going over some of the questions from the Arkad Medical Research Quantum Hospital from India. So that's probably what my video is going to be all about. But before I make my disclaimer, I just kind of mentioned that I will go over the New Earth, the jurisdiction, my credo, and the Galactic Codex. We'll go over that as well. Okay, so my website is yanakalai.com. My email address is kaliana82@gmail.com. My videos are for educational, entertainment, informational purposes. I'm here to inspire, empower you, giving information the way I interpret it through my soul signature, energy signature, the way you guys then interpret what I'm sharing with you through your perceptions, right? Through your filters, becomes your world, your responsibility, your story. And of course, what you do with it is your responsibility, as we are very powerful co-creators with the divine. We are watching our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and even our deeds and actions. Okay, it's not time to be pointing out fingers and judging, but it's really important to go deep within, doing the inner work, doing the transformational work, the shadow work, and bringing more of that soul essence online, so the solutions can come into your consciousness, into your mind, how to heal this world, transform it, and make this world a better place. And my videos are for my soul group, my tribe, right? People who are empath sensitive, starseeds, indigo warriors, truth seekers, whistleblowers, and yeah, people who work with energies, people who are on a path of ascension, people who know that they're the different drummers, who know that, you know, we are the change that we want to see in the world, we are the second coming of Christ, and also who understand our ET origin, that we are pretty much almost like strangers on this planet. We have been persecuted, or we have been treated not nicely by those negative ones. And you know, my videos also include the negative alien agenda, who is really perfectionist on it, who knows so much knowledge, is Lisa Rennie, and her website is energeticsynthesis.com, because we are waging a silent war with them. There's you know, the sound waves and everything, what they do, how they abuse or how they use their highly advanced technology against us, our soul, our bioneurology, our mind, right, the mind control, you know, how they hijack the consciousness here of this planet, of this human race, angelic divine human race as well, right, creating the false grid, the matrix. Very important to understand that, to see it for what it is. See the movie Matrix if you like. So we need to exit their system, right, the Arkad system, on this draconian measurements with the suspended constitution is very important, guys. So let's then start with the credo of the for my new earth jurisdiction. I'm a freeborn spirit. I'm the creator of my destiny and my reality. I consciously participate in co-creating a new earth government under God, the law of one. I am not a strawman or dead entity created by the U.S. corporations under the UCC law, nor am I a lost soul at sea under the maritime law. I am a divine being of light, a divine woman with heart and soul under the land and soil lawful jurisdiction of the original Constitution of 1776. I am American national. I am immune from any lawsuit issued by any service corporation with its anti-life jurisdiction. Under the natural laws, every man and woman are created equal by the Creator and endowed with certain inalienable rights for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm American. I am not a property of the Crown of England or the U.S. federal government, governed by the private corporate legislature dictated by the elite of the Swiss banking cartel, the Davos Group, and the Black nobility mafia family in the Vatican and London. I'm at the authority. I'm God sovereign free. The only contract that I and my soul have is the contract with the infinite creator under the universal laws. Universal laws were implemented upon the surface of this planet in the fall of 2012 by the light forces and the Galactic Federation that are assisting with the planetary liberation and transition to the higher realm, the fifth dimension. Universal laws supersede any written law upon this planet. Thus, since 2012, the off-world elite of the Dark Fleet and their minions, the Cabal, the Deep State, and the Illuminati must comply with and respect universal laws. The dark forces of the Black Sun lineages are cognizant of the law of one, the cosmic sovereign law, under which all living beings fall. Universal laws override the current third-dimensional jurisdiction system with its legislature, rules, and codes. The dark forces with their Black Sun corporations have been ignoring and disrespecting the natural laws for a very long time, and to such an extent that now their jurisdiction on this planet is null and void. Their abuse of power and authority in commerce, religion, science, medicine, technology, entertainment industry, academia, and politics, with its military branches on and off-world, with highly advanced technology, has become horrendously unfathomable, and they will be prosecuted for all the heinous crimes according to the divine plan by the Prime Creator. With the beings of light and the Galactic Federation with its military forces are implementing the Galactic Codex on the planet Earth at this time. This Galactic Codex represents the legal basis for all actions of the Confederation in this quadrant of this universe. It represents a systemized code of inner ethics of all souls of light in Christ, which reflects their inner truth. The Galactic Codex forms an essential part for the New Earth jurisdiction that defends the basic rights and liberty of all sentient beings in this universe. It aims at developing a harmonious and peaceful galactic cosmic society based on truth, integrity, unity, and sovereignty. Let's go to the Galactic Codex and its sections. Section number 1, this is the law of divine grace. every human being has the right to have a positive life experience, right? That has been sabotaged by those negative forces, the negative aliens with their negative alien agenda. They are obstructing the ascension process, so they are doing anything in their so-called power, which is stealing and killing, destroying, and so on, to prevent us to realize our true potential, who we truly are. They are doing everything, to kind of cut us from the source, and to create the humans as slaves and robot, right? That's their transhumanism agenda. The negative aliens, I'm talking about the Orion group, the black dragons, right? And the negative faction of the Dracos and the reptilians, because there is also a positive faction of even those Anunnaki. I'm talking more about the Nephilim entities, right? The hybrid Anunnaki, the Bala group, they are Satanists, Luciferians. They practice pedophilia, black magic, sodomy, and they and cannibalism. Okay, and they're stealing, or they've been stealing children, right? They're using them for satanic sexual rituals. There are these underground tunnels or bases, military bases, and they're eating them and even drinking their blood, harvesting the adrenochrome. Okay, you can Google all that, and you can again go on Lisa Renee's website, Energetic Synthesis, because it's a lot. There's a lots of information. I've been studying or this information and receiving Lisa Renee's newsletter since 2016. Okay, and also tomorrow I want to remind everybody, there is this meditation we do, unity meditation with Sandra Walter. We've been doing those meditation for 5.5 years. So while maybe facing challenges out there, understand that there is more to this, and so studying it with precautions, because it can be mind-blowing and very tragic. I mean, it's just very intense. And these things are slowly but surely, they'll be transpiring. They are coming to the surface for us to acknowledge all that. Okay, we have to embrace it, and through compassion, forgiveness, that's how we transmute those energies, and we can then ascend, right? We can transition to the next octave, to the 5th dimension, and live in peace and unity, Christos Sophia Consciousness. So the human race, we have the right to physical and spiritual abundance. So we need to end the suffering. We need to end homelessness. We need to end, people or children not having food, and not having their basic needs met, right? That needs to be eliminated, eradicated. That's why we're implementing the Galactic Codex. The other thing is that we have the right for ascension. I already mentioned, they're doing all kinds of experimentations on our DNA, the experimentation on our mind control project was the Montauk, Mockingbird, and Monarch, right? Those kind of MK Ultra, mind control has been going on after World War II, right? You can see all these lies and deceptions on social media, and then GMO food, and spraying us with horrible chemicals, like chemtrails, and poison in a soil. So we have all these horrible metals in our body, and that's how they're sending signals from 5G or from their satellites. It used to be on the moon, right? Or from the underground military bases. So we are like their slaves, we're their robots, and they treat us like cattle. So that needs to be eradicated. So then we need to finally reconnect with our soul family, with our star family. Okay, I was born in a dysfunctional family. I always knew those are not my parents. So last time I was mentioning there in your heart, sacred chamber in your heart, right? There's an altar you can always go to and reconnect with your divine parents, Holy Father, Holy Mother, because you're children of God, the Infinite One. We have the divine spark in our heart, so very important to connect to that. Okay, and do the inner work. Meditation, prayers, very important, so we can start creating communities with our tribe in unity, harmony, right? Heal ourselves, heal our wounds, and be of service, sharing our gifts and talents with the world. Also, we have the right for all information. Look at all this misinformation. Look at all these lies and deceptions everywhere. Social media or mainstream media, or just people meeting people, right? They don't even know who they are, and they don't even know what they're saying. People not being true to themselves, right? So that's why we need to be the example. We need to walk in those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude, okay, and be compassionate with everything that happened, working with the violet flame to heal our soul, to heal our wounds, right? Saint Germain, he's the leader of the new golden age in Aquarius. So we are now responsible. We are the pioneers, okay? We're walking our walk or walking our talk, okay? And that's how we'll build the momentum. It's all about raising the frequency vibration, being on the sunshine, eating superfood, drinking distilled water, purified water, right? Because we are making this happen. There's been shift in consciousness, okay? There's a bifurcation of timelines, right? The old matrix, some people may even choose to stay in that old consciousness, but those who are ascending and who are helping with the ascension, that the new portals been opening, okay? The Galactics are here. There are like millions of spaceships of the Pleiadians. There are star families, so it's time to connect with the 7 sisters of the Pleiades, right? So many of us have ET-DNA from the Pleiades, from Lyra, from Sirius, from Andromeda, from Arcturus, from Antares, and so on. So feel your originality. And so that's why I want to create those communities with ETs. That's my family. Those are my ancestors, the elders, the highly advanced civilizations, just like in Atlantis and Lemuria. That's why we are resurrecting those energies. And so we can transform the energies of the negative timeline, the Luciferian covenant, right? The energies of World War I, World War II, and these wars happening in Middle East, because they are very important portals. And the negative ones, they are doing everything, right, to sabotage our ascension. They're doing everything to control those portals, because that's how they're controlling our mind, our consciousness. But it's time to say no. Right? And those who work vibrationally in those higher realms, we are here to clear all the space, the portals. We work with the geometry, the geomancy, with the new planetary ascension grid, with their light codes. That's why when you join us for the Sunday's meditation, we connect to the new grid, 5D grid, crystalline grid, okay? Connecting to the crystal core of Mother Nature as well, with its geometry and with those new light codes coming from the great central sun, from the galactic core. And that's why we're implementing the Galactic Codex, okay? And what else? We have the right to be free, for freedom, right? So time to explore consciousness the way we wish or desire, or our soul wants to experience. So there's so much injustice going on, especially for people like they're already ready, awakened, right? They want to embark on their journey of ascension, of healing, of transformation, right? They want to understand, know what's going on, and they're not allowed. So again, we're calling for divine justice. We're calling for social justice, implementing all that, time to establish all that. That's why important to study or know the sections of the Galactic Codex. So that was in section number 1. Section number 2 is dividing parties when there is a conflict. So we have the right to be protected from negative actions of some of those negative aliens, okay? And that's why It requires that the forces of light always divide the parties in conflict to protect them from producing mutual harm to each other. The light forces mediate the conflict until it is resolved, right? We need to stop all these wars, all these conflict. People need to get together, start communicate. Communication is very important. I also notice just generally in people have a hard time to express their truth, to be honest, because of the mind controlled, right? Everything was subdued, oppressed, repressed, and then addictions come online. So very important to hear our throat chakra as well, right? Heart chakra is the key, right? That's especially your higher heart, your thymus area, okay? That's the connection to those other dimensions, and that's your divinity. That's where the divine spark is, to remind you that you're infinite, and you are the co-creator with the divine. The power lies within your heart center. Remember, the heart, also the physical heart has the brain. I mean, the physical, and you have the spiritual heart, right? You have your physical immunity, spiritual immunity. So it has a brain with its electromagnetic field that is 5,000 times more powerful than the brain in your head. So being in your heart, healing your trauma, just feeling that love within yourself, going to that altar, right? Praying, meditating, connect with your divine parents is the key in order to start expressing your truth. Open your third eye, cleanse your pineal gland so you can rewire your subconscious mind from all this old programming, all conditioning. Okay, this old belief system from that black magic witchcrafting, right? That MK Ultra. So you can free your mind, you can sing with your heart, your higher heart, and that's how you expand. You see things multidimensionally, okay? So you can go to those higher dimensions, and but important to the inner work, right? We're living from the inside out. So the section number 3 is the law of balance. So of course the negative ones had their role to play, and to expand our consciousness, because we live in the world of duality, polarity. But what they did, they even rigged the system of polarity, and so they made it so extreme, so they created horrible imbalance. So again, the galactics are here, right, with the Galactic Codex. Very important to establish that, to understand that, to know that, to be in the know, have knowledge about it. And so they have been warned, they have been updated, or they have been told, your time is up. Okay, you need to again go back to natural laws, accept the Galactic Codex, and look at all the consequences of your actions, because now we're under the universal laws, and the law of cause and effect says what goes around comes around, right? What you're emitting, so very important, what your thoughts, what are you putting out there to the atmosphere, to the stratosphere, heliosphere, and so on, because that will be brought back to you. Okay, so we are the ones making the change first. Okay, and of course the galactics are helping us. They're galactic tribunals in those higher planes of existence as well, but we also have to establish the divine order here on this plane of existence and bring everything online. Okay, all the distortion, misqualified energies, all these crimes against humanity that has been happening for thousands and thousands of years, that all is surfacing, has to come to the light. Okay, and so we need to educate ourselves, be aware of it, we need to acknowledge it, so we can heal all the trauma, and we can heal all these energies. So that's very going to be like tough, probably tough, very challenging, right? So because so many people are facing challenges and difficulties, lots of trauma, right? The pain body is huge, but we are here to transmute that. So anyways, so if they accept it, then they will help how to balance all the consequences of their actions. If they're not accepting the Galactic Codex, I'm talking about the negative ones, if they're not accepting it, so their soul essence will be restructured with the electric fire, and in the central sun, and their divine spark will begin a new cycle of evolution. Now we have the law of intervention. Very important that the galactics are intervening on our behalf. We are the starseeds, we're the ground crew, right? We're making everything to happen. We're energizing the energies of those new portals and having the new crystalline grid. So we can feel our divinity, our true divine self, and with highly advanced technology that we use for healing, for cleansing our ocean and atmosphere. We all play our very important part. And so the intervention of extraterrestrials is important. They're our family, they're us, we're them. And so they're taking care of the hostage situation. It requires a lot of skillful negotiation and tactical approach. Okay, because this planet has been occupied. There are other places or planets being occupied as well because of the evolution. The entire cosmos is changing, right? The cosmic clocks being it's changed. It's heading in the new direction as we are going out of that dark age, the Kali Yuga, into Satya, truth, light age, the golden age. So it's just the way the universe operates, and we have to align with that, with the divine law, with the law of one, and we have to align with God's will. Not my will, but thine be done. And so now every being also has a right to call upon Galactic Federation, and they have the right to assist regardless of local laws. And this subsection gives a legal basis for intervention and assistance to all hostages of the dark forces. You'll be surprised how many beings, or even ETs, they have been kept hostage on this planet that has been in quarantined. Okay, and because the dark forces were keeping us in darkness, disconnected from God, from source. They disconnected the natural grid from the prime creator. Okay, and that's where they were able to commit all these heinous crimes for so long, and looks like unnoticed. And they think they're doing the right action. I'm talking about the Satanists and Luciferians. So we need to say no to that. We don't comply, right? And we align with what is. I am that I am, our divine presence. So, so the forces of light always do the best they can to assist and improve the living conditions of all sentient beings. So the situation of planet Earth just indicates how much more power the darkness had on this planet. But now this is changing, right? The negative aliens, the alien machinery, their network of pedophilia is all crumbling, right? It's coming to the surface, the pedophiles and all these heinous crimes that have been happening. This is all being now collected, and it's going to be brought into service, and there'll be a surface, and it's all there's proof, and there's lots of evidence. So lots of people will be shocked. That's why we're preparing them, or we're preparing ourselves. Also, stock about food, right? What is happening with the internet or with the banking system as we are changing to the quantum financial system, right? No more also of that, those physics of the 3D or scientists of the 3D with Newtonian kind of system, right? Everything's deterministic. No, we're going quantum, energy, frequency, vibration. That's how it is all going to go, okay? Because we're 99.9% energy, 0.1% matter. So those who still don't feel energies, stuck in the density, they're stuck in that matter. They're stuck in their 3D mind, okay? Go outside and breathe and say thank you, be grateful for all these experiences, and ask your soul, how can I be more light? How can I feel the energy? You need to start feeling your feelings, and feel your intuition, that inner voice that guides you, that loves you. Okay, the inner work is very important. Light food. Don't identify yourself with the body, but with that energy, with love for the creator. That's how you gain the power of your soul. That's how you will feel empowered. You need to resurrect all your energies, because we've been like, batteries for the parasites, for the negative ones, right? For the cabal, for the Illuminati. They were just sucking energy from us, as they were actually doing the work for the archons, for those negative aliens, right? So many people don't see them, but it doesn't mean if you don't see something that doesn't exist. Those who are open to those higher dimensions, our third eyes are open, or we are highly evolved souls, we understand our multidimensionality, right? We encountered those aliens as we are working with the Galactics, right? They're right here in front of our eyes. I mean, through the telepathic communication. So that's going to be the true communication, is because it's very pure. It comes from your soul. Bring that solar light energy online into your heart. Okay, bring that Holy Spirit online. So pray for you to exit that density, right? That's why you need to heal yourself, release that cellular density, right, of the trauma, of the pain body. See it leaving your body consciousness. It's flowing away. So lots of inner work, meditation, chanting, mantras, positive affirmations. You can find everything on my website, ianakalai.com, and even how to work with the violet flame Saint Germain. I have a meditation on that as well. So then we have the right to implement. So the Galactic Federation now have the right to implement the Galactic Codex because there has been violation of laws, natural laws, universal laws on this planet for thousands of years by those negative aliens with their negative alien agenda, right? Their alien machinery and the lunar forces and so on, with their satellites programming us, mind controlling us, abusing us, torturing us, and so on. That needs to stop. That's why study the Galactic Codex, universal laws. You can find it on Yanakalai. On my website, yanakalai.com/about. I have 2 videos on universal laws, but I'll go over them again, hopefully very soon. And so this is the legal basis for the liberation of the occupied planets with military forces. The military forces of the Confederation remove or give assistance in removal of the representatives of the dark forces and set the hostages free. And then the other Confederation forces guide the process of acceptance of the planet into the Confederation by instructing the local population. So many wars all over the planet has been happening. There was a constant abuse of basic human rights, and has proven that humanity is not capable of handling its own situation. That's why, we're the guardians, right? We're bringing the ancient knowledge back online, the true original constitution of America, okay? Because it was written by ascended masters, our true forefathers who were connected to the star nations, like the Pleiadians, okay? As ascended master Saint Germain, called Comte de Saint Germain, or Francis Bacon. Okay, you study that information. You can go on my previous videos. I talk about the new Atlantis rising, and that's why. So the Galactic Codex, needs to become the universal code of ethics throughout the universe. So the darkness will be eliminated, okay? But because I work energetically, we work with the dark energies, the all these mutation and misinformation and misformation in our bodies, in our aura energy field. That's why I work with those rays of creation, sacred rays of creation, especially with the violet flame, right? Saint Germain. So the darkness has to first be dissolved within ourselves, our light bodies, our body's consciousness, our mind, our feelings and emotions, right? And then, you know, we feel the peace, we feel the divinity, we feel the love for everything, for everybody. Okay, and that's how we you know, create the communities in that field of resonance of beauty and peace and harmony, and spread it out to the entire universe. I mean, across the nations, across the planet, and then the universe and the galaxies and so on. So the inner work is very important. So only take what resonates with you, leave the rest. But this is the work that I am doing, and it is what it is. Let's go over some of the questions from Arkad Medical Research Quantum Hospital in India. So there's a question: have you experienced energy hotspots, vortices, probably in your native places or abroad? Are you on a mission to connect with these energy vortices, or what is the need of it? So just me growing up, what I experienced, just being in nature. Okay, my family back there, they had garden, they had trees, so I felt the emanation of light, of energy from the trees, from the earth. And just you guys, when you have your own garden, you know how that feels when you pick a fresh carrot and you eat the carrot right straight from the ground. You see the prana, the chi, the energy that's emanating from the ground. You see how Mother Nature is nurturing us. Very important to be in nature, in those sacred sites, you know, those sacred places where we feel energized, right? Our light body, our energy field, our chakra is being energized, right? Those are very powerful vortexes, right? So not only along the spine, right, in our body, but also Mother Earth has very powerful vortices and energy, right? Like in Mount Shasta, California, Uluru, that's in Australia. Then of course Sedona, that's another very powerful vortex there. There is a big huge source of crystals, okay, and in those areas. Okay, so and then because our DNA is becoming more crystalline, right, we can feel the upgrade from those crystals being updated or upgraded as well, thanks to the Pleiadians, or star family or galactic family, right? And they're using the highly advanced technology to heal us, to help us to exit the matrix, so we can reconnect with them, and you know, have those beautiful cities, crystal cities of light again. That's how it was in Atlantis, Lemuria, and Golden Age in ancient Egypt, before it was infiltrated and violated by the negative group, right? The Satanists, Luciferians. That was the Luciferian covenant, and the invasion, of course, of Sumeria and so on. So it's the history. We need to also start to remember our true history, galactic history, ancient history. Very important to study the ancient knowledge, and we can actually have the Akashic records in our DNA. So downloading the soul, right? It will give you the wisdom. It will answer it will give you the answers to your questions. You know, who am I? Why did I come here to this planet? What is my mission? Soul communion is the key. Okay, so and then of course I felt amazing energy when our country, the Eastern Europe, was liberated. We had the Velvet Revolution back in November 1989. Then the Berlin Wall fell. So traveling to Italy, Venice, Italy, I just felt so inspired. This energy was incredible. And then driving through Austria, I just love Austria and so on, but it was back then in 1990, a long time ago, and it was amazing just to feel that energy, because we were stuck in that country. Like, we were not allowed to travel, you know, there was communism and so on, but the upbringing was pretty fair. It was very soft, was very gentle, beautiful fairy tales. They had lots of meaning and ethics, and people were together. There was solidarity. There was not that money issue and this crazy draconian capitalism that I experienced here in the United States with the MK Ultra and that gray alien technology. energy, in Pentagon and the 9/11. So I'm very lucky, where I grew up and where I was born, and in the so-called communism, it serves its purpose, because then when I became a teenager, 14, we had the Velvet Revolution, and then when I was 15, I started traveling again, so it was allowed, and so I did have to join the pioneer camps, and but then I didn't have to join the Communist Party, so for me it was perfect timing, so it was perfect. And then of course, Lake Tahoe. Okay, so when I was here in 2000, beginning 2000, driving through Lake Tahoe, the California side, I felt home. Okay, remember, there is also astrology and numerology for you, and it will tell you what kind of location is in resonance with your energy field, with your past life experiences, with your soul, with your consciousness. And for me, I was always drawn to the West Coast, to California, right? So we need to again resurrect those energies there. Look what's been happening then there in a very brutal way after the Mayan calendar change, after 2012, 2013. Now you can hardly exist in California. So many people leaving California, but those who are grid workers and light workers, who have a special mission, and they're supposed to be located in that state, so they're doing the inner work, they're doing the transformational work, so everything has its purpose. Okay, because I always was connected, attracted to the vibration of California or Sedona, even Phoenix, Arizona, okay, and New York, Hudson Valley. Okay, because when I visited the Omega Institute, Rhinebeck, New York, I felt very inspired, and driving across the bridge in Hudson Valley, my crown chakra and even my soul star chakra, interstellar chakra, they open to the infinite. So there must be some powerful vortices there along the Hudson River, and there is no doubt. I'm sure there are ETs there as well, and I'm supposed to go to New York, so I'm still figuring out where and how, what's going on. I know and there are lots of secret stuff going on. There's a jump room to Mars, secret technology that is still not disclosed, even though people in the military know about those kind of things. But we need to transmute those energies, especially like of the Montauk project, what has been happening there, all these horrible experimentations on those young boys, right? So everything has this meaning, and we came here to study all that, like Project Paperclip. I didn't know anything about the Nazis coming over here after World War II. I mean, I grew up that America is a free continent, and we were occupied in World War II, and then here you're trying to then visit the Western continent here. And it looks like you're experiencing now the tyranny or the kind of communism in country where I grew up. So it's interesting. So it's for us to acknowledge, to see it for what it is, and through those inner resources, we need to heal it, transform it, right? And make the change. We need to bring everything right side up, right? We are actually doing the disclosure, right? We're the disclosure, ET disclosure, and we're exposing the wrongdoings, the corruption in all the entire infrastructure in the entire globe, right? And for me, is the military. Was being done to those guys in the military, how so-called they were recruited or trained and so on. It was very brutal. It's nasty. Okay, but let's go back to those vortices. Yeah, they're helping us with ascension. They're helping us to bring the higher frequency, the higher vibration, so we can heal, we can transform, and join our galactic brothers and sisters, so we can enjoy our galactic citizenship. So that's the purpose of these very powerful vortices, and those places like those you call it those stone circles, England, right, with those crop circles. You know, the ETs come with their spaceship technology, the laser beams, but they're again using it for our advancement, not the negative ones. They're using the scalar weapons to harm us, to mind control us, to abuse us, to tyrannize us, to damage our DNA, to damage our fascia, and to hijack the new timeline, the Ascension Timeline. They don't want us to ascend. That's why, people, we need to go back to basics. We need to remember our true original self. We need to study the Galactic Codex. We are aligning to the universal laws, the law of one. Time to study that, understand the energy work. Everything is energy. We're 99.9% energy. If you still don't feel energy, try to at least understand that. Okay, and just love yourself for that. Forgive yourself. Don't use those negative aliens techniques, like you'll be blamed and shamed, right? And all this criticism and all this judgment, that's of that ego mind, the negative mind, the construct of the archons. They want to keep us, you know, in that consciousness of division, of separateness, of hatred, of lust, of greed. Right? You want to say no to that. It's like, how can I heal and how can I be of service? That's how you guys can feel your expansiveness and feel that beauty and divinity within that sacred chamber of your heart. Do you think spiritual awakening has a practical value for world problems? I think it's a must, it's a need. We are spiritual beings having human experience. We just forgot that. So we need to remember that we are divine, you know, the angelic, I mean the original humans, those were angelic divine beings with 12 strands of DNA. Crystalline heart, right? Christos. So when I say all souls in Christ, in Christos, that's our divine original blueprint. It doesn't matter whether you're Hindu or Buddhist or Jew or Muslim or Christian. I'm talking about that divine race. They were designed by ancient builders. Okay, so we're all one. We're one nation, one people, one planet, one race. Very important to remember that. So yeah, it has not a practical value, essential value for our growth, for our evolution. So very important to awaken, right? The shift consciousness is happening, you know. The new timeline is here. Time to be free with free energy technology, Tesla technology. Heal yourself with solfeggio tones. There's so much research, so much science about the beauty and the healing properties of healing, of hearing or listening to healing music, right? Tune yourself to the 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Forget about the 440 that came again from the Nazis, right? That they're trying to dumb us down because they are using silent weaponry, right? The silent technology, sound waves, to harm us, to dumb us down, to make robots out of us, right? That's their transhumanism agenda. So you have to say no to that. I do not consent. I do not comply. Take a deep breath, right? Just be in your heart and feel that power inside of your heart. Bring that soul divine essence online and say, you know, I can be the difference. I can heal myself, and healing myself, I can help others. Very important to feel your power, to feel that divinity, and to join, to unite, so we can create beautiful communities with ETs and start living our lives. Do you feel that spiritual evolution is never ending? It is never ending. And if somehow, how all souls have to end up being exalted souls, like we're all special exalted souls, you know, this is our inheritance. We're children of God, but unfortunately some of those souls were involved in horrible activities, whether consciously, unconsciously, or being forced to it through hybridization, right? All these DNA mutations. Some of them, you know, some beautiful souls were born in satanic families, and they were trying to figure out how to get out, and somehow they got stuck, or they're being blackmailed, you know. So there's just so much into these things, you know. So that's why we cannot rage wars with those negative ones, or with the cabal, or with the royalty, you know, with the monarchy, because we ourselves, we are part of them, and we are all part of this one consciousness, okay? And we have their ETs, their DNA. So fighting them, it's like would be again fighting ourselves, damaging ourselves, you know. Like I said, the consciousness is evolving itself, so it's very important to stay in your heart in that zero point balance, right? Heal yourself, very important, you know. And you know, that's the matrix of God, of the divinity. That's how we can transcend through the divine neutrality, non-attachment. That's why I study 8 steps of yoga. For me, yoga philosophy, it's been very functional and very essential in my path of healing and transformation, as I've been severely attacked by those negative ones, right? From military, from MC, MIC, from SSP, from DARPA. They're doing everything to us, our star seeds and very powerful indigo warriors, or damage our light body, our aura, mind, the energy of the mind's been so damaged, right, through the electrocution and horrible poisoning being done to me as well. So it's been a very difficult, arduous journey for me to heal. And like I said, it cost me lots of money, and you know, I just have to accept it. It is what it is. And healing myself and doing the work, and looks like lots of people are even feeling the energy and feeling you know, the effects of my action of, you know, Ayurveda massages, Ayurvedic cooking, and my teaching. So slowly but surely, you know, I'm balancing whether it's the karma of my family, of my lineage, ancestral lineage, karma of this planet, and of the galaxy, of this the universe. So this we are the volunteer soul, right? This is our assignment, you know. We sign contract, like I said before, incarnation. This is what needs to be done. Okay, I volunteer, I sign the contract, and here we go. Helping with the ascension, right, in a military section department. So that's you know, I agree to that. So here we go. You gotta go with the flow. No more resisting, even though, you know, screaming, shouting, it used to be kind of part of my lifestyle, or, you know, the healing journey. It was very difficult. That's why I understand that lots of people will be struggling and they'll be angry. Time to feel your divinity, take a deep breath, right, and start feeling your true divine feelings, and start speaking your truth with love and kindness and with compassion. So what else? Are we Brahman, one soul? Are we the self, the individual soul? I think I was showing it in my last video, that, you know, the Brahma, the I am presence, beloved mighty I am presence, splitting itself, right, into this quadrant of the universe to experience itself, to experience its divinity, even though in this quarantine zone, you know, this prison planet, but that's okay. So it individualizes itself, right? The Atman, like the Brahman, the Atman come to the physical body, but people start identifying themselves with the physical, right? And that's where the problem is. That's where the friction is. You need to start cleansing, clearing, purifying your chakras, your mind, your feelings and emotions, whether it's the violet flame, and there are other healing modalities and methods, so you can connect with your soul, with your Christ itself, right? With your avatar self, and so on, and you can fuse to Brahma, to that infinite, to that eternal source of all that is, I am that I am. What is the neurophysiology of enlightenment? What could be its impact on EEG? So to me, the enlightenment, once you feel the mind has been purified, that's why you have to do the inner work, lots of work to purify your mind, to purify you from those negative thoughts, positive affirmations, right? To rewire your subconscious mind is very important, because it's 1,000,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind. So what happens, you got the happy hormones coming online more and more, right? The beautiful symmetry in your brain waves activities, right? From beta brain waves, you go into alpha, from alpha to theta, from theta into gamma, and of course you get deep sleep healing or downloads from data waves as well. You're synchronizing the right hemisphere of the brain with the left hemisphere of the brain, right? Very important, you know. That's why be in your balance, right? Be in your third eye, the brow chakra, and go, when I close my eyes, I go in the middle of the brain. That's where the pineal gland resides. That's like technology antenna to those other dimensions, to those higher dimensions. And you see the complex, the myriads of you know, of other realities, parallel realities. It's unbelievable. It's just it goes on and on and on to infinity. That's why here important to center yourself, to ground yourself as well, right? In nature, to the crystal core Mother Earth, to be in your heart, and slowly but surely awakening your Kundalini, right? So it can go through the chakra column and feeling the Satchitananda, the state of existence, knowledge, and bliss, Ananda, Nirvana, Samadhi. So I'm sure that the EEG may not even work if it's 3D technology, the EEG, and you find yourself in those higher realms of existence. There's been so much study and research of those Buddhist monks, or also those shamans in Siberia, right, in Russia. There's so many scientists, they were measuring the brain waves of those who meditate. So their mind is so sharp. The mind can focus, right? It's like a laser beam, and it can just kind of understand things immediately because the thinking is faster and faster. I notice in so many people, right, it just takes them forever to think, and that's why I need to sometimes like slow down, just and allow people just to kind of connect the dots, and you know, connect connect those dendrites, and together with the neurotransmitters and the synapses, right? That needs to be like illuminated and rejuvenated, regenerated, so you can start thinking for yourself, and faster, in faster pace, and be more clear, with clarity and precision and effectiveness, you know. So you know, I guess with these MK Ultra and this programming and so on, they were still not able to disconnect me from my sacred mind, higher mind, from the mind from Atlantis, right? Because we are such a high thinkers, we go to extremely high dimensions, you know. But the Galactics, with their beam technology, you know, highly advanced technology, they were able to resurrect the energies of the prefrontal cortex and the pineal gland, right? They were beaming healing energies there, so everything was then rebalanced. It had the negative energies were neutralized or transformed, transmuted, right, through that inner work, through prayers and meditation. So I can finally feel all my energies and all my thinking abilities and capabilities, because it's been hijacked and it's been damaged. Okay. So that's my thoughts on that. And what is the genetic impact after self-realization, or anyone doing specific spiritual practice? Yeah, so spiritual practice sadhana is extremely important. I am a disciplinarian. Spiritual discipline, very important. And you know, at the beginning, it's like it almost feels like you're being fanatic. But because you're dealing with so much negativity, all these attacks, all this violation of natural law, you know, people mind control, you have nobody to really talk to, what's going on, and everybody like taking over your consciousness, control, manipulation. So you have to be very strong and strict. First, you know, work on yourself, on your aura energy field, God, sovereign, free boundaries, okay? Start speaking your truth, be more assertive while loving yourself, forgiving yourself. Don't be judgmental, critical, but be assertive. You know, so that's very important. And and then, yeah, the activation, the DNA activation, very important. So you can start feeling your true self, right? Join us for the unity meditation every Sunday, where we're changing the carbon-based DNA into crystalline DNA. I would say why some people are not feeling energy, because we've been stuck in that matter, in that carbon-based matter, right? For the archons or the cabal, the satanists is the code 666. Okay, so that's why crystallize everything. The diet is very important. Marina Jacobi, quantum manifestation, and her diet detox 101. You guys, there's just so many techniques, there's just so many protocols, there are so many ways you can do it. You just keep going, keep hoping, keep trusting, just love yourself, forgive yourself, be active, proactive action, very important. Start taking the actions, adjust the intention. I want to feel myself, it's like, what is my soul, what is my soul signature? From which planet do I come from? From which star constellation? Just ask those questions. And just go within, into your heart, into your center. Right? And with trust, slowly and surely it will be unfold. It will unfold in front of you. It will be shown to you. It will be given to you. Okay? So the impact is huge. Like you're not to 12 strands of DNA. No, your DNA, with the strands of DNA, they'll be activated, right? The science is talking about the junk DNA, and so it's not junk. It's the etheric. That's your etheric technology. That's your ether working with the dodecahedron. I talk about the platonic solids, right? We're the starship. We're the light ship. We're the portal. We're the stargate. Okay, it's within our DNA. Listening to solfeggio tones, healing, drinking purified water. Okay, so it has an enormous effect then on your consciousness, on your clarity, on your understanding why did you come here, on prosperity and abundance, and then you just walk in that flow of ascension and sharing your gifts and talents, and you feel your multidimensionality and the victory of the light, right? And then the golden age dawning. So it's a joy, it's a feeling of joy, of samadhi, of nirvana. It's like the cosmic orgasm. Okay, it's just it's the ecstasy of life. Very important and powerful to also manage your sexual energy. That's a huge big part, essential part of our existence, right? The sexuality, the sexual energy. That's why the lunar forces, the sex misery machine with the alien technology, right? Look at all these dysfunctionality in sexuality, so-called boning, and everybody having sex with everybody, and porn, and miserable, and all these relationships or family dysfunction and problems, and all these ego and negativity. Well, you can say hi to those negative aliens, so you understand the negative alien machinery, the abuse of the second chakra, the abuse of the chakras. It was through the satellites from moon, with their highly advanced technology, abusing us and locking us in the lower three chakras: survival, right? So fear, fight and flight all the time, all this dysfunctionality, and being what's the word for it, like just not faithful, right, to your partner. I mean, all these hookups, right? All these hookups and so on, and then being disempowered or trying to control, manipulate people. Why do people control? Because they themselves have no control over themselves. They have no control of their sexual energy. They have no control of their energy vortices, of their chakras, and so on. That's why people need to control. They are hooked to the AI. They are hooked to that matrix, right, of the archons. They have the negative ego, the 3D mind, just the analytical mind, right, the patriarchy, and so on. Oh, forget about Divine Mother. Now we have the advanced technology from the Grace, right? They signed the contract with the negative ones, you know, with the grays, with the Dracos. Now we have the highly advanced technology, or we don't need a divine mother, or we don't need Holy Father, Holy Mother. So some of those satanists, and you know, they're in the entire infrastructure, and you know, in politics, but especially in the military, you know, pharmaceutical industry, right? The drug running, and the gun running, and the child sex trafficking, and the money laundering, the banking industry. You know, they are worshiping Satan, and control, manipulate, because they themselves been sacrificed, their DNA compromised, and they have no control over their lives, even though they have mansions, and they have homes and houses, and they have villas, and they have jets, and they have 20, 30 cars, and you know, women, right? What is it? The Playboy Mansion, being promiscuous. Oh, it's cool to have sex with everybody. And then what about AIDS? What about STDs, right? You know, the chakra system, I mean, that's what I saw the guys in the military, or people who have sex with too many partners, is not only dysfunctional, the dysfunctionality, the misqualified energies, and the horrible aura, you know, that's in their electromagnetic field. I mean, I would not even touch these people, but you know, they have Rolex, right? Like beautiful clothes, and they're driving Mercedes or Ferrari, and I slept with so many people, and they think how cool they are, but energetically, it's just Om Namah Shivaya. Just go into your heart, go into your center, and just praise God, praise Lord, you know, that you feel your divinity, you're with your soul. Thank you for showing me this. No, thank you. I'm a beautiful soul of power, of innocence, okay, of purity, of integrity, and say no to this very dangerous, and you know, the negative matrix with a negative ego. It's, guys, is a trap. It's a prison. And just so many people, or some people, they are not choosing to get out of their prison, that 3D mind, that matrix, or they're either procrastinating it, they're resisting it. There's so much resistance. They don't want to acknowledge that there's something wrong with them, right? You just got to pray for them and be thankful for yourself, for your life, for all the blessings that God is giving you. Just rejoice in each and every moment. And I'm sending you so much love, lots of support, and I'll talk to you next time. Many blessings, and namaste. Bye-bye.